Don't worry, guys. If you make it out of here alive, I'm sending you to a much nicer place.
Oh, wonderful!
That's nice.
That's
nice.
That's
yeah.
nice. It's from getting here to there. That's the trick.
That's the trick. Yeah.
You'll be able to buy pants.
Wearing
I can
pants.
buy pants now.
Who needs pants?
You're going to be made fun of for your lack of pants. Anyway,
We have pants, don't we?
you have
We
thongs.
we are a desert people. We have pants.
If basically what he's trying to imply is that if he does not get this mask back to this gentleman, then Odin's word is not worth reveal.
No, it's fair.
Yeah.
Which is really bad.
Yeah,
That's
not
very
super
bad.
good.
Gonna
Get some bad Yelp reviews.
It's like the word of Odin on Fate. Yelp reviews.
It's like
1 out of 5
great
stars.
food, great food. Stuff gets stolen though.
Well,
Service is okay. I want to imagine that just like somebody, just like there's a Yelp page about Odin, and there's just like internet trolls just writing a really bad review. Odin can't keep an eye on one mask.
Oh.
He's only got one.
But by internet trolls, you totally mean frost giants, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
obviously.
100%. I'm just now
Like,
just
oh, this
imagining
guy's a total
frost
frost giant.
giants on the internet.
Okay. What was that, Sam?
The audience is cheering a lot for Howie. There's a lot of like really good ones. It's Howie, Wowie, Howie, Howie, Zowie, Break the Douchador.
Door! Oh my god! I love it.
Yes.
Oh, I want that on a
How many
shirt
people-
now.
Beep up.
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 It worked.
Ah, another lazy Sunday for us, eh, Sam?
Yes. So, hello everybody. Welcome to D20 Live. We're doing craft check today.
You sound tired.
I'm a little tired.
Is this because I made you watch a bad movie last night?
No, it's because my water bottle is dented and I need to go get a new one now.
All you had to do was wait a couple of days. I would have gotten you one myself. I can't tell if you're mad at me or you're about to ask that of me.
I love you.
Okay. Is it because I would have gotten the wrong book? Hello, Ace team. Hello, Tip. Who wants to remember the character known as Lord Ludd? That's actually something I'm not familiar with. Oh.
Forgot this was happening. To be fair, we did announce it
Like
this
3 days
week.
ago. Yeah. We literally had a discussion about it on Optimal Duo stream.
We were literally, this is what was happening. We forgot that we needed to do a craft check and we can't do it the last weekend. So we're like, we have to do it this weekend. And Mike's like, there's no problem with this. And I'm like, yes, there is. Advertising. And he's like, it's fine.
Look, we're just having a nice relaxing... Maybe I just wanted to make sure I finished the Dai Gengar this month. Speaking of, I'm building the Dai Gengar.
I'm doing more Dino. I'm almost done.
You sound like you're in hell about this.
Because I almost could have finished it last week. And it was very frustrating.
Hey, Queen Tully.
Not last week, last month. Also,
Last
my hair is wet.
That's yours.
Thank you.
And these sponges are here if you want to use them.
Can you see? Are you fine?
I can see the chat. I just got it here.
Did you need to move it closer in the middle?
I'm fine.
I'm asking for your comfort.
I'm comfortable. I like because it gives me a chance to do a quick leaning kiss.
Oh, I see.
All right? I'm being subtle.
You're being subtle.
Well, I'm trying to be. It's a new thing. So what are we talking about today, chat? He's cool. Look at him. Isn't he cool? He's all spiky, Nobari. It's a sword, which I built last time, so I'm getting close to the end with this guy. And his stand.
Greetings. Hello, Faceplant Jam.
Hey, Faceplant Jen. Learn that SpongeBob's French name is just Bob the Sponge.
Bob Le Sponge.
Is there a French equivalent to Bob?
Robert. Bob.
Robert Sponge. Sounds like a kind of guy that's stealing a wife. Ronnie, promise me you won't be stolen from me by a sponge.
I hate the French, honey.
Yeah, but what if he's spongy? Be glad you don't, Mike. Lud, pronounced lewd, because GT weird like that. Just forgot because baby was better. DB. Oh, this is about Dragon Ball. I thought this was an RPG thing. I think that's reasonable for me to have guessed that. All right, I got another hand to make.
Specifying if by my I hate the French, it's the I hate their stupid accents. It's very not sexy at all.
Okay. I need A1. So I need A1 plate. Goes there. And I'm going to need a B229
Bob
plate.
Le Punch.
Bob Le Punch. Sponge. Bob
Right.
Le Sponge.
Yeah, I hate the fact that I was forced to learn French from a young age. There was no question about whether or not I was allowed to learn a different language, because I 100% would have appreciated learning a different language that I actually probably would have used, like Cantonese, or Japanese, or Mandarin.
Welcome to Canada.
Instead, it was French. You must learn French. Fuck you. You're only allowed to learn French because that is the official other language of this country. And I'm like, shut up. No one fucking cares.
The French don't care.
Even the French don't care. They don't even speak that French. It's true, they don't, because the thing is, the Quebecois French is different, entirely different than European French, and what they teach you in school is European French.
Faceplant Chan went right through the throat, but we missed the message. It was what would have happened if the players had killed the gold dragon. Faceplant Chan, you can find that out if you go on the Patreon. You'll get all those notes. I'm not spoiling it. I gotta incentivize my Patreon somehow.
Ah! It turned off. Come back. Cat, come back. Baby, come back.
I'm right here.
You can blame it all on me.
Okay, it's all your fault.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
My hair's all wet. I washed my hair today.
And not even the prolific French.
It's not prolific French.
But yeah, I'm not going to tell you guys what was going to happen if they had killed the last gold dragon. That is a thing on the Patreon. All right, I remember when Chief said they got Metro French and they don't speak French. Well, the guy who played Goku Blue is getting married. So the guy who plays Goku. I don't. That's just Goku's voice actor. I think that's Sean Schimmel, isn't it? Not mistaken. Is it Sean Schimmel? Hello, Rob Hagen. But yeah, we're here to talk and chat about whatever you want. Sam has something already she wanted to rant about, and I'm giving her the platform to do so.
I'm so annoyed at X-Men. So, okay, for context, everyone's been talking about X-Men 97. Mike and I watched the first episode of X-Men 97, and we said, you know what, it's been actually a really long time since we watched the original X-Men, so we're going to go back, we're going to watch the original X-Men, then we're going to come back and watch X-Men 97. Now...
Also, I've never finished watching that show, so...
I also have never finished watching that show. I watched a good chunk of it when I was a kid, because, you know, the 90s,
Yep.
and that's what you just fucking watched, and it turns out I had way more crushes on girls than I thought back in my childhood, and I'm like, wow, I really was a bisexual my whole fucking life, and I just really didn't know.
I love you.
Love you too. What? My favorite fucking X-Men were Rogue and Storm, alright? And Gambit, the bisexual icon, right? He's a man who turns everything fucking hot pink and explodes. Right? So...
If that's what you like, mon cher.
He's legitimately, I really like him. So, at any rate, like...
If that's what you like, mon cher. I want to save my best finish for you.
So, at any rate,
Rogue, Jean, Jubilee, or Storm. I was not a fan of Jean Grey, and I did not see the appeal.
I didn't like Jean at all. Jean was kind of wishy-washy to me.
I like Madeline Pryor, though.
But we both agree that I hate Scott more than anything.
God, you hate Cyclops.
I hate
so
Cyclops so much.
God, it's on a different level. God, like, okay. So, you gotta understand. I'm just here watching the show going, oh, you know, some parts of this age well, some part of this doesn't work because I'm, like, in my 40s now. And I'm just watching going, you know, some parts of this are okay, some parts aren't. And all I hear is, fuck you, Scott! Fuck you! And I'm like, I'm looking over, it's like, honey, he's not real.
He makes me so angry.
Hey, you two keep PG. Don't tell us what to do. Okay, can we alter the chat? Because I'm only seeing 2 messages at a time. I'm gonna move the sand sponges out of the way. I'm gonna turn the table off. So that way we...
Not really, honey. We can't make it bigger, unfortunately.
I suffer the typical white woman problem. Okay.
No, not surprised. Sam has her standards. Yeah, if we move this out of the way, hon.
Sure.
Just turn off the...
Yeah, I did already.
Okay. Spirits is the caps lock one.
Down.
Scott isn't a bad character. Scott is a terrible character. You want to know why?
Go ahead, have this fight with my wife.
For the first 6 episodes, literally, Wolverine, yes, is an asshole.
And a dumpster fire.
And a dumpster fire, but correct, he still is. He is still correct. Every single fucking time, Wolverine is still correct. And guess what? Scott tells him that he is the worst person in the world and does not deserve to be on the team, so much that Wolverine actively takes himself out of the equation to
When he realizes his crush on Jean is unhealthy.
When he realizes his crush on Jean is really super unhealthy, he takes himself out of the equation so that way he no longer has to fucking deal with this shit, and that way he can deal with his own emotions, and also that way Jean can actually be in love with Scott, and Scott can be in love with Jean, and Scott fucking says that Wolverine is a traitor. Literally, Scott is the worst. Wolverine is correct. Yes, he's an asshole. He does need an attitude adjustment. But guess fucking what? He was still correct about Sabretooth. He was correct about going back for fucking Mimic and Beast. He was correct about trying to go out and find Jubilee on his own. He was correct about so many fucking things. And they keep calling him an asshole and a bastard and wrong. And I'm like, oh my god, Scott needs to fucking take a chill pill.
Who do you hate more, Zeus or...
Sorry, Morph, not Mimic.
Who do you hate more, Zeus or Scott?
I don't know, but Scott's up there now. He's on the list. Guys, Scott has reached... Cyclops has fucking reached the list. I'm so annoyed with fucking Cyclops. It's not even funny.
I finished Bravern, by the way, just in case anyone was wondering. The best thing is, too, though, we are having really good fun at Wolverine's expense, because we've come to the conclusion that Wolverine is rock bottom, and that if you could imagine a skeevy thing for someone to do it in a Canadian bar, Wolverine's done it twice and thought, this isn't so bad.
Now, if his eye beams turned into thunderbolts, I'm sure it'd put him on equal footing. Also, I'm so annoyed. Scott fucking... Cyclops can fucking go down a Sentinel in one fucking hit, and then suddenly 4 of them are too much. And I'm just like, excuse me, mister? I'm going to blast them in the fucking knees, and they go down? Excuse me? 4's too much. We need to retreat. Fuck you, Scott. You could have absolutely saved Morphin Beast.
Yeah, we will get to X-Men 97, but just neither of us have ever watched the original show.
We've watched the original show, just not
all the way through. And there's gaps. Didn't X-Men 92 do the best adaptation of the Phoenix Saga, considering what happened in live action? Yes. Just Scott things. But yeah, so I've been told, like, this is the best adaptation of the comics. So I'm really curious as to where we're going, because, like, I think I saw X-Men the way everyone else watched cartoons in the 90s, in between when my parents were yelling at me to come out of the house to do stuff. So there's whole big gaps in my viewing. So now I'm kind of watching it sequentially properly, and I'm enjoying the experience. Man, is it pulpy, though.
Also, I've realized also that Nightcrawler is not in this one nearly as enough for my liking.
That's because you like Nightcrawler.
I love Nightcrawler. He's so cool.
I smirk when I learned the edit of the Hellfire Club's name to the Inner Circle.
Right? I think it's really obvious that I like Nightcrawler, considering the fact that my literal superhero is also a teleporter.
Yeah. Scott is not that bad a character. Yes, Scott made a mistake, but he's not a bad person. Queen Tully, why are you weighing against this woman? I don't do that. I never weigh against
Scott made a mistake. Scott makes frequent mistakes, and we all call him out for that shit. And the thing is that, like, legitimately, he doesn't learn. Wolverine has 1 day away from the X-Men, and legitimately, he becomes such much of a better person. The minute he goes back to the fucking X-Men, Scott makes him worse.
I feel like Scott's the actual X, and it's not Jean. You know?
He's the worst!
I feel like those two should have fucked. I think a lot of tension. The 90s pulp is the silliest of pulps from last century. It fucking is. Because it's like... It's so interesting to me, just sort of this 90s storytelling in comics. Where it goes from, we're trying to take this shit seriously, to we have a group of people called the Morlocks. Who wear bondage gear and live in these subways under New York. I'm like...
Oh, fuck. I forgot to do an entirely different thing. Hang on. Oh,
like, it's so cool to me.
I'm gonna do this.
There's sort of an unabashedness to it. Nash said X-Men was soap opera for boys, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. Everybody needs their soap opera.
You know what? No, I'm gonna go back.
But then a whole lot of girls were also into it. See my wife.
The worst. I refuse. As someone who has had many friends and has dated people like Scott, fuck Scott.
Then there's awesome comics. Need I say more? This is why I watched the 90s Spider-Man. I watched the 90s Spider-Man religiously.
90s Spider-Man was real cool.
It's so good. I've heard because this did well, we might actually get a continuation of 90s Spider-Man. And I hope for that because I am sweating so much and it's coming through my shirt in
Okay,
weird little patches.
sorry, Sam, but it's Kurt only has 2 episodes. I missed that entirely.
Well, let's just scroll down. Again, Samsung Kurt only has 2 episodes. Granted, one tackles his messed up family tree.
I know.
Yeah, Lacey team was saying earlier while you were
In mid-rant.
mid rant. But yeah, you will get 2 Nightcrawler episodes.
Yeah, but he's not in it nearly enough. That's the thing. I really like Nightcrawler a lot.
Well, that's why you gotta watch X-Men Evolution.
I know, where he's in it like the whole time, and I love Nightcrawler.
And a huge dork at the whole
I
time.
know, because he's so cute. I love him. German teleporter bias.
Is that a thing you're saying now?
Because he's German. I'm German.
I'm aware of why it's happening, but are we putting a label on that?
It's hilarious. The never-ending bitch fight between Scotty. But get in here!
He doesn't have to come in if he's not feeling it today. He could not be feeling well. Yes, label everything. I find it funny that, okay, arguably, the definitive version that we base our Wolverine on is the one made by John Byrne, who you may know as a comic book artist and creator, but he based that on one actor in a 90s film called Slapshot. I believe the actor's name was Chris D'Amato, and I went and found the clip, right, that supposedly Wolverine is based on. Snicket bub, bubbity bubbity bub. Chick stick the snip. And also,
Yeah, I smell it.
it smells
Oh,
wrong.
Wolverine.
Burn, the 1970s film. Yeah. But the 1970s film, I believe, called Slapshot. And I went back and found that clip of the guy coming up saying he's Mr. Cook, and I'm like, oh, that's Wolverine. Like the dude just shows up, and there's no. Byrne is pronounced Burn. Oh, I'm sorry. Since his critics have been called Burn victims. I get it. Burn. John Byrne. My apologies. So yeah. And I went and watched that clip, and it's weird seeing the source inspiration for Wolverine, because once you see it, you can't help but think that's sort of Wolverine's happy zone, and he's never reached that in the comics because they always make him miserable. Because the film inspiration is to do is like, I want to fight. I'm going to fight this guy, I'm going to fight that guy, I'm going to fight that guy. I'm going to fight that guy over there because I'm having a good time. And I've never seen that Wolverine that happy about fighting anybody ever. But that's enough of my point. Sam, you were ranting.
Just, I fucking hate
Cyclops.
Cyclops. He's the worst.
Okay, I gotta ask. Except Wolverine predates Byrne. Wolverine, the character predates Byrne, predates him, but his version, which I believe was the one that a lot of us base our Wolverine off of, that he did for that, comes from that movie. Can you tell that Storm's voice actress mainly worked in stage before? Yep. Yep. Yeah, I could. So I got a question, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you were in the 90s X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
What power would you have wanted to have? Chris Claremont wrote it, though. Byrne was the artist. My bad.
The problem is that I really do like teleporting, like, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And also, who would you go after?
Who would I go after?
Yeah, romantically, because Havoc was whipping. Oh, Gambit, I see.
Look, it's either Gambit or Kurt. Those are the 2 people. That's what I would go after. Because as much as I love Rogue, I legitimately get so intimidated by her. And if I'm intimidated by Rogue, I'm intimidated by Storm. There's no in between.
As much as I love John Byrne, he does have German teleport bias. As much as I love John Byrne, I will say that he has some problem comics and views. Fair enough. I'd go with Iceman or Polaris. She was the X-Men show, but not an X-Men.
I also hate Kitty. Fucking Shadowcat. I hate her so much. She's the worst.
She's not even in the show.
I know she's not in the show. She's in like so many other things, but I really don't like Kitty. She's really boring. She does nothing except get kidnapped and go, oh no, save me, Colossus. And Colossus goes like, why? Out, Sam, get out.
Kitty, Shadowcat, Sprite, Ariel, etc., etc. Wolverine first showed up as a one-shot character to bounce off Hulk. No, I know where Wolverine comes from. I had a hilarious moment though in the cartoon when Deadpool showed up in Sabretooth's mind,
That was funny.
and I'm just like, Joe, Jesus Christ, there's Wade.
Kitty, Shadowcat, Sprite, Ariel, etc. You didn't read the comics. Kitty is best girl. She's boring. She's so boring. Right? Kitty is the equivalent of Gwen Stacy. Okay? I don't like Gwen Stacy. I don't like Kitty. They are boring to me. Right? Give me a fiery redhead any day. That's why Rogue and MJ.
This is a more of those that don't know, not you, Mike. Fair enough. I just find it amazing how much the Marvel Comics tanked their own premiere group. Because I remember when it was just the X-Men, right?
The reason why I'm fighting Sam on this is because I'm a Scott Summers fangirl, okay? He's one of my favorite crushes. It's okay, Queen Atoli. I get
You're
it.
allowed to
but,
like him, but you're not going to change her mind.
You're not going to change my mind about Scott. He's not a good person to me. He's terrible. He gaslights the fucking group. To hell and high water.
I love you.
I love you too. I refuse. Yeah.
And then he turns around and goes, "Can I lead?"
Can I lead? Am I a good enough leader? And I'm like, shut up, Scott. You drove Wolverine away for the 17th time. Go away.
Just fuck already, you two. just fuck already, you two, okay?
Ah, damn it.
God, if I was Charles Xavier, that would have been my entire thing. It's like, okay, you two need to fuck.
Get it over with.
What? It's a sexual tension. Can I leave? Am I being detained? Oh, Sam, I'm not dying on that hill. I love Kitty, but I read a lot of her post-intro comics.
Oh, that's fair. Where the fuck is this? Oh, it's a C plate. This is not the C plate. This is the C1 plate. C2 plate is up here. Which one is this? 9?
Hey, Squall. Don't forget Exiles. Yeah, like, it's so weird now looking back on the X-Men fandom and how this was the show, right? Like, if you had to pick a cartoon show, and then I know for some reason the movies aren't looked on fondly now, which is weird because I think the first two still hold up.
The first one's okay, but I get annoyed because of the fact that they built up Rogue so much. That way, the other 3 movies that they did with her, they have nothing to do for her, other than her dating Iceman.
Yeah,
and
everyone's like, "Where's Gambit?"
Yeah, everyone's like, "Where the fuck is Gambit?" And Gambit's like so much older than her, and it's like, no,
Yeah, they did
stop.
They did that in the Evolution cartoon. It was so offside, rather than just making him a punk. Kitty Pryde does have the power set I choose to have, but her power set isn't as ideal for frontline work as most of her X-Men. Oh wait, here we go. Logan cheats Spally's cut sandwich. Sorry. Just trying to... X-Men got tanked to 2010s for the same reason. Fantastic Four disputes with Fox over the characters. It's still sort of weird for Kitty, Jewish American mutant, to become the leader of a group called itself the Marauders, and a group responsible for exterminating the Warlocks. Kitty Pryde doesn't have the power set. Evolution Gambit is so bland and a creeper. Yeah. Like, everyone, the second Rogue showed up, everyone wanted Gambit to kind of pop in and just have a thing for her. And I've seen the clips of him, and I saw a couple episodes when it was coming out where he was there. I'm like, this is not the Gambit we've waited for. This is not our Gambit that goes, hi.
This is not our Gambit, who is the bisexual icon of the century.
Yeah. Krakoa and X-Men are weird. Yeah, so I've heard. But I'll listen to Nash and Linkara rant about that. I'm sure they'll happily tell me what happened there. Actually, I kind of want to ask Nash one day. Just be like, hey, Nash, can you explain to me what happened during thing and why Cyclops was right? Even though he was doing monstrous shit, apparently. Don't tell me I know. And I get the opinion. Don't ask Nash. I want to ask Nash. Definitely creeper since he's a grown dude hanging around at high school to mess with Rogue, right? Yeah, like, instead of being, like, just another high school boy who never went to high school. Krakoan era has been awesome so far. Now, I have 2 hands on this katana.
I have 2 hands.
Well, look. See? It's got 2 hands in the katana for katana hang. I love giant robots so much. Okay. Alright. Let's see here.
Was it not obvious that you love giant robots?
I feel like it. Maybe there's new people on the stream walking on. You never know. But yeah, if you guys have any additional questions, we're happy to answer them. Or if you want to just hear Sam rant more about Scott Summers, that works too. So you guys have made it to episode 6 then.
of the original show, yes.
I think so, yeah. Yeah. I think the thing that annoys me the most is the fact that everyone has forgotten just how much Sabretooth hated Wolverine and made his life a living hell for no fucking reason other than Sabretooth is a dick.
Yeah, but and then also
And then we have and then we have Reverse Flash
Thank you.
taking over the I hate you villainous stupidity memes. Bless you. Like losing direction after Hickman left and Krakoan's drifting into world conquest. I can use some of the flaw. I can see some of the flaws, but overall, it's produced some very good stories and ideas. That's fine. If you like it, you like it. I'm not going to judge people. I can think it's shit. I have no opinion because I've never read the Krakoa arc of X-Men. Okay. Alright. I have to build the big sword now. The big one. Excuse me, this is holy work that a man does. Yeah, I am glad you guys are really curious about what would happen if they had killed the dragon. Just going back to that before Sam goes back to X-Men.
No, it's fair. This is D20 Live. We should
Yeah.
talk about D20 Live things.
But yeah, I'm really glad you guys are curious about that. But yeah, there were 2 options for them. Were they to have killed the dragon? One if they had done so to complete the ritual, and one where if they had done so specifically just to free her. But they did get the best ending, so read it for yourself, Mike. I can see some of the problem is the reason why I don't want to go back and read Marvel Comics is because finding a reading order of this shit is insane. And the work of madmen. Because this is a problem I noticed during the Civil War. When people asked Marvel, what's the reading order? And they said, no, whatever. I'm like, this is the biggest event you guys have had in decades. And you can't be sus to have a reading order? Yeah, whatever. Read in whatever order you want. Like, are you for real? Why don't you say, hey, read it in publish order? Just read it in the order it was published, and that's the best we can do. At least cop to that. Fuck. Krakoa has a set reading order. Speaking of X-Men cartoons, what are your overall thoughts on X-Men Evolution? I was not a fan of it when it first came out. I've softened on it since, because I was like, why are we doing this when we had the X-Men 97 comic cartoon? I've softened on it since. Mostly because Goth Rogue is a thing.
You just like Goth Rogue.
I do like Goth Rogue. I'm a simple man. You know? But Scott McNeil Wolverine. I like Scott McNeil, and I like him as Wolverine. Wait, that's not Scott McNeil as Wolverine. That's not Scott McNeil. That's, oh, that's someone else. That's not Scott McNeil. No, hang on a second. I gotta check that. Okay. I sworn there was someone else. X-Men Evolution. IMDb.
What the fuck is Unlimited? Steve Blum came in for Wolverine and the X-Men.
Was Bloom after? Oh god, he is. Fuck. I'm thinking of Steve Bloom. Yeah, right, because Scott McNeil was trying to get in on the movie and make an appearance, and like so all the Evolution cast were. Right, I remember now. I remember this con story.
Logan even wears a cowboy hat at times. Oh, do you want to talk about this thing that we found out about you?
I don't recall what we're talking about.
Your cowboy stuff. The cowgirl stuff.
Okay, can we not?
Can we not?
Can we not? Can we not throw me under the tracks like that?
Well, no, it's just more realizing how much more of Nauticus is inside of you than you realize.
Okay, so Nauticus and I may have another thing in common, and it is a weakness for cow people wearing
Cow
cowboy
people. People who wear cowboy
gear.
stuff.
Okay, it's not my fault. It's just a weird thing I got. Okay, all right.
Straight cowgirl or reverse cowgirl.
Just if a certain lady in my life wears cowboy boots and a hat, she's not getting very far. Okay. And she already has the boots, and she never wears them around me.
Because you kept thinking that they were weird earlier.
Maybe I got flustered and I didn't know how to express myself. Have you ever thought of that?
Sam, get a Stenson. I need a Stenson. I legitimately do. I have cowboy boots. See, this is the reason why we need to go out to Calgary, so I can get a Stenson. Sam needs to just get some boots, a Stenson, and speak like a Cockney lady. So a regular cowgirl or a cowgirl.
Well, if she wears her black lipstick with a cowboy hat and boots, that I'm not going to get real far that day. I'm not. Mark me out for that day.
But yeah, Byron, help me find a Stenson.
He would.
He's in cowboy country.
What are Nauticus' thoughts on Alberta? I mean, he's not a fan of their voting policies. And their elected officials. Ugh.
But who is in this economy? My wife was reincarnated as a goth cowgirl.
That's porn. They can get pricey, Sam, but it's doable.
I'll save up, it's fine.
I am not talking because I don't want to cut my fingers off.
That might literally be my birthday present to Mike, is me getting a Stenson. Well, we need a goth cowgirl emoji.
I don't like being called out like this for the things that I find attractive. Everyone's got a thing, okay?
We're not making fun of you.
I feel like I'm being made fun of.
We're not making fun of you. We're all just marveling on the fact that, yeah, this is a thing that needs to happen now. Mostly because they also want to keep you happy. Mumoji.
Is that the reason they're doing this, or are all just like, we found a new thing about Mike?
Mike, I get you. It's good. See?
Who?
Rob Hagen.
Well, Rob Hagen's cool.
Currently trying to rebuild my 4E character to 5E for a one-shot my colleague is running a couple weeks. That's a nice facepaint jam.
Yes. I am currently writing the module for Worldwide Wrestling. I already have the venue picked out, and I have the card done. So it is just a matter...
Hey Mike, I'm into orc ladies. You're not alone. See, it's Byron.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm legitimately like if Byron gets a big, gigantic muscle mommy, I would not be surprised.
He deserves it.
Legit, like... I'm into Southern ladies. There's a muscle mommy mod for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Hello there.
Apart from that, It's mostly that and prepping for Anime North.
Anyone want to talk about the reveal of Kamen Rider 03?
Yeah, I saw it. It's in the spin-off thing.
If you see me being carried away by a muscle mommy, do not do me a solid and don't help. I don't know crap about Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider, I'm building one. It's Deno. He's good. I love him.
Because he's hopeless.
He is hopeless. I'm so surprised that some of the 4E rituals that have good concepts don't get converted over to 5th, because that is where they're really good with the game design.
The problem is 4E took a very hysterical grandma approach to preparing for 5, because they went through this whole phase of, we're so maligned and we didn't make a lot of money and we were wrong. They made tons of fucking money on this system, the system, and their own threw them out under the bus. I believe it was Mike Merles with Essentials. Threw them under the bus and split the product. It wasn't the fans. Although they love to blame the fans, and so does every other fucking 4E.
Wait, the pass
Truth
doesn't
are out
have
there.
a sticker?
What?
The pass doesn't have a sticker. Pass is just black.
Well, it was black.
It looks kind of silver. There's a little bit of silver on it.
Well, maybe we can do a silver wash and wipe it off and give it a thing.
You have a silver marker?
Yeah, I totally do. I have a crow marker.
Okay, hang on. I may have to fix this right now.
Okay. You're gonna need a paper towel though, and Q-tips and all that. Before he has a bad stink on it. Charging sword mage to blade singer. Problem with 5, you search on tips on building a 5e class, you get how to create a broken overpowered thing that I won't enjoy. Well, that's what happened. And yeah. That's sort of the problem, but that was gonna happen with 5e anyway, because you had all those guys coming in. A bunch of new people coming in just trying to see how far they could take something. 4E was okay, not the worst, but not the best, mid at best. 4E was good for what it was trying to do, but they just didn't market it the right way. And we've talked at length. I think I've talked at length about what 4E was actually trying to do with making a virtual tabletop. On one channel or another.
Yeah, see, it has colors on it.
Oh, okay. Oh, because it's, honey, that's the inside. You're looking, look at the back. That's the part you're getting.
Oh.
That's that plate.
But then there should be a sticker for this side. There's no sticker.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's no sticker.
I'm sorry. I was part of the early 5e playtesting. But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the conversation around 4E is the same. Oh, we were victims because we were being bullied. And I'm like, shut up. Shut up. You guys were everywhere. And the second competition showed up, the market fell out. Shut the fuck up. D&D next. Ditto. Yeah, I don't... They had a perfectly good system. I couldn't make heads or tails of it back in the day, but that's because I was a fucking monkey with tools.
Monkey.
Yeah. And I take ownership of that. I don't fucking say, oh, it was a bad system. Just know what it was. Okay, that's one half of the inside. Done. D&D next. Yep. Mike, did you see we are getting a Soul of Chogokin Shoryujin? I did. I'm not buying it. I didn't buy the Soul of Chogokin Gao Gaigar. I have enough Gao Gaigar.
You have a backup project if you finish this one? Yes. I do.
What is it?
I have a blanket I need to fix.
You're gonna do the blanket?
My blanket, yeah.
I thought you were gonna do the Gundam you have.
I also have a Gundam, but I also really want to get the blanket done. Because I have a blanket that my grandmother made me from when I was a baby. And unfortunately, it's falling apart. So I need to fix it. And me, with my rudimentary sewing skills, I'm going to try and fix a quilt. Are there any Gunbuster kits? Yes.
She built them.
This one. This is the Gunbuster kit.
This is the kit we built. We paid a lot of money to fix.
Yes. Like $150 to fix. What Gundam do you have, Sam? Binky Repair by Sam. Yes, it's Binky. It's a big blanket though, guys. It's like a giant fucking quilt. It's enough to fit me, but not enough to fit both of us. But I sleep with it because it's very warm. But
You know, the 3 days of the year she's cold at night in this apartment.
still. But the Gundam that I have, it's a small, not large. It's a big blanket. But at any rate, the Gundam I have is Rising.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the Rising Gundam.
It's Rain's Gundam from G Gundam.
Joke's not serious.
You see, fight. I know your wily ways. You all make fun of me for being smaller than Mike.
You are smaller than me. You're just smaller than me.
Not that small.
I still find it funny that you decided to put a camera at my eye height just to find out what it was like.
Very upsetting.
You got real mad about how tall you looked. Oh, I
I
overdid
don't
that.
look that tall. I look really small.
Worst part of coming over with Duck Sun coming converted to.
Occurred how the hell defiling recently enough, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
And even I tried to read those books and that was no
that's the
good.
wrong side. Damn it.
Although you guys will be happy to know, speaking of Dark Sun, but more specifically Ravenloft, I had the opportunity recently to restat Strahd for Ravenloft. And he's finally technically finished. Because what happened was when I first built him in PC Gen, there we go, get that piece off. When I first built him in PC Gen couldn't handle making him a Dreadlord. The tribe returns. The tribe's coming back.
Although this tribe series coming up is the last.
Yeah,
season.
it will be the last season. So I have to condense a lot of shit that I was planning to do. Oh, I thought you were talking about the tribe. But yeah, I am talking about the tribe. I'm talking about the tribe's version of Strahd that they fought. I finally had a chance to finish him up and give him a full stat block. Because I couldn't put his Dreadlord abilities in there. Well, technically cursed Dreadlord abilities. Strahd's Vengeance, aka Ravenloft too. Well, it's going to be in Greyhawk, and a lot of you have guessed where this is going. And how it ties, none of you have guessed how it all ties in. Which surprised me. But yeah, after Persona is done, we're doing the tribe. And finishing off the boys.
Tomb of Horrors.
Nope. They're going to Greyhawk, and they're doing a Greyhawk module. A few of you have guessed it along the way in the year, so I'm not going to verify what it was. Yeah. Yeah. And I will do that ending. Although I'm technically folding 2 modules into one to make this work.
White Blue Mountain. Barrier Peaks. City Former Tomb of Horrors MK2.
Stop guessing. Just enjoy the ride. Apparently I've walked 50 steps in the last hour, which I find unusual. Yeah, I still intend to do that. But I also have a charity stream to plan this year, 2 cons. Well, 1 for sure, definitely 2. And a partridge in a pear tree. So I may be keeping my head down a lot this year and be like, hey, I'm just planning shit.
Let me keep shit because I think I got a taste of it from the Ravenloft game I played in 2 years ago. But yeah, with the mark of the end of the tribe, that also marks the last thing that we're gonna actually use for like for the D20 live stuff. Sorry, for D20 D&D. There we go. For wizard stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Because
we're done.
Yeah.
We're done with that bullshit. I think you don't mind us doing that, because let's be honest, fucking even crit roll abandoned them.
No, wizards are nerds. Like, do you guys have any plans for the solar eclipse since it's going to be passing right over you? I think you're working.
No, I'm off tomorrow.
No, you're working.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I love you.
You too.
Yeah.
I had to remind you about this. You're working.
He looks done.
I have to make a sword. Which is actually not that hard.
Hasbro took the fun out of D&D and Magic and Transformers. Hasbro openly said the quiet part out loud not too long ago. So the one thing so if you guys remember the controversy not too long ago with the OGL fiasco, I spoke about this. I predicted two things. One, we were going to get AI modules, and two, we were going to get AI GMs. They came back during the OGL fiasco and said, no, we're not going to do it. I had people fucking lecture me about this shit. One of the big dogs in Hasbro literally said, no, we're looking at AI content. We're going to harvest the past. And I'm like, that is so cool. And I literally said, and I'm like, I was right. And I hate being right. But they have openly admitted, that they are going to be harvesting past content. Now, I'm not here to weigh in on the AI situation in the world today, because that's a loaded thing, and I'm not an artist like my wife is. However, there is one perspective that I saw, which was probably the easiest and simplest perspective on the whole thing, which is, did you pay the original writer the license to use that content? Good?
Is the answer no?
If the answer is no, then you're doing something really shitty, and you're committing theft. So here's my question to all of you. With everything that Hasbro has done, do you think that all of those people who wrote all the original TSR and 3rd and 4th edition modules are going to be paid?
And also the fact that they fired all of their artists and then just rehired more people to edit AI art? Fuck that shit. No,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
That's more Sam's perspective, and I'm letting you talk about that stuff.
It's a no bueno from me.
So I personally don't believe that people who wrote some of the most influential content in tabletop deserve to have their content regurgitated into a machine and not be paid, especially when a lot of these people are struggling with medical bills now in their older age, when they're struggling with being remembered as writing some of the most important books in tabletop, and no one knows their name. They don't get credit. We got real lucky with Tracy and Laura Hickman in the Strahd book, but it's not going to keep happening. And these people are going to get forgotten, and their stuff's going to get robbed.
Rob keeps saying that they're paid.
Are they? If they bring AI back into Magic, Hasbro will get seized by the fans. Did they pay the old guard? Because I've heard next to nothing that those people were paid to use the license of their old stuff
For AI content.
for AI content
Specifically.
I've heard they were paid at the time, but I've heard nothing that they were paid for there's stuff being regurgitated for AI. I like recycle since it's using a machine to rework old content. Not just that, but burn to the ground. Yeah, because they're saying if Hasbro does AI art. Yeah. So no, I'm not cool with that because a lot of kids, it's not a licensing thing. They did work for hire. All right. Well, I stand by my statement.
I stand by my statement of using AI is just a really bad thing. It's getting a lot of people into trouble. It's getting a lot of people hurt. It's actually making people lose a lot of money. It's making a lot of other people stupidly rich for no reason other than the fact that they've stolen content. So, no, I can't support AI art. I can't support AI art. I can't support AI. Right? It sucks.
Ugh, all right.
I almost put this upside down.
Sadly, the genie is out of the bottle. That's okay. Yeah, and
It was the same thing for crypto, though.
yeah.
Right? That's my argument. It's like it's the same thing for crypto because like a lot of people are going to be going like, oh, but like you could do so much better because AI, and then like literally in 5 years the AI craze is going to go down, and then
It already is.
and then you're going to have a bunch of people who are going to be complaining about the fact that the AI boon wasn't as good as anything else, and then everyone's going to go, but yeah, but crypto. Blockchain, NFTs, sad monkeys, metaverse, buzzwords. This is not crypto, though. No, it's worse because it's actively hurting people. It's actively hurting my industry, the thing that I am trying to actually get into.
Like Rob, I get you have this perspective, but I am not going to take a positive stance on AI. I unfortunately use AI to help me write essays for class. I don't approve of that. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. I can't as a writer.
No, legitimately, there are some ways that there are some classes that you actually can't pass unless you use the fucking AI.
Why?
I don't know. It's part of the fucking curriculum, but like that's literally what it is. I'm not blaming Queen Atoli for this. Legit. Right? Just some courses are legitimately like that. I'm not being positive on AI, I'm being pragmatic.
Okay, what do you like, Rob? What do you want me to say? I'm a writer by trade. Like, what do you want me to say? Do you not want me to stand up for this issue that clearly affects me and mine? Like, this is unfortunately something that legitimately affects me, and I'm going to take this stance on it. I'm not gonna have this argument. There's no point to having this argument for me. This is legitimately something I am trying to do. I can't take a different stance on it. So let's move on.
Yeah, I only use it when it's absolutely necessary. Yeah, like legitimately, like just some courses are like that, and I legitimately am not going to blame Queen Atoli for it. I blame the teachers because they should know better.
Anyone read any good books lately? I'm trying to get through Milton's Paradise Lost. Sorry if I do not want to cut this and ruin it.
AI coding is being integrated into basic spell checking and grammar tools. Thanks, Grammarly. Not sponsored.
It sucks because I use Grammarly to do my spell checking. And I'm very seriously looking at ditching it.
Yeah, because like as soon as you found out it was part of the AI thing, it's just like, god damn it.
Because I really like Grammarly for grammar and spell checking, syntax and shit. And every single writing tutorial out there is like, yeah, get off Grammarly right the fuck now. On happier notes, Sam and I are still watching How I Met Your Mother. And I hate the show, but I can't stop watching it.
Time to bring back physical dictionaries and thesauruses.
Yeah. It is. Now is the time to start archiving your shit.
Yeah.
I'll be real with you. If you're gonna if you had a day where you're like, you know what, that show I've always wanted to watch and keep and love forever, get a physical copy of it somewhere and archive it, because that shit's starting to become a problem. Or as I like to call it, the Willow treatment.
Ah. I almost cut off the nib that would have connected the hand to the other part of the arm. That was bad.
Alright, fuck it. I'm going to talk about the bad movies we watched last night.
Why? I want to forget them. They're terrible.
We had Roland Emmerich night.
No.
Roland Emmerich is a bad director. Period. End of sentence. That man has made... I don't think the man's ever made a good film. Ever. Maybe Independence Day. Maybe. But last night, we did Roland Emmerich night. And we did 2 films in his catalog. 1, Universal Soldier. And 2, Moonfall.
Can we all admit that streaming was a bad idea? Stargate. Godzilla, 2012.
Okay, Stargate. I'll admit Stargate's a good movie.
Was not a good movie.
It was not. It's still trash.
And
It had
Godzilla was also his Godzilla
is a
was not
bad fucking movie.
That's a lot of fish. And also, every single one of the baby Godzillas just look like Megatron.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna sit down on the floor and join you. Hang on. Sorry, loud noise. Yes, mother. I'm here to kill the Autobots. Yes.
Yes.
Alright. I'll admit Stargate's a good movie. But like, holy shit, does that man have nothing good in him. And Universal Soldier is a pile of dog shit.
It's Jean-Claude Van Damme and
Being a 5-year-old.
Dolph Lundgren.
Being a fucking war vet. Dolph Lundgren being a role that in no way he is built for. That of a Vietnam vet having PTSD flashbacks in the middle of a fucking supermarket. So here's the premise of Universal Soldier if you don't recall it. The idea is that American soldiers, when they are killed, because people die when they are killed, are revived for the purposes of fighting, and they're given enhancements to make them stronger. Simple stuff. Now, this could be a potentially good film. Stargate was also held up by having SG-1 expand the universe. This could potentially be a good film, if you know what you're doing. The problem is, Jean-Claude Van Damme goes from being the Terminator to a fucking 5-year-old. Real fucking fast. Because he immediately wakes up and remembers who he is, and that he wants to go home, and he tries to leave, and he's having all these fucking non-flashbacks. Meanwhile, Dolph Lundgren is playing a villain. So he was a sergeant, I believe.
Yes. In
Van Damme's squad. The best thing to come out of Geno 98 was the cartoon. He was the commander in their squad, and he had a thing for ears. Like he liked to collect ears and then make ear puns, which
not
I think was
not the ears out of the people that he was killing, the ears of his fucking fallen fellow soldiers, and they didn't listen, and that was weird. Legitimately very weird.
Like, Dolph Lundgren had more fun making the puns than he did giving the speeches.
But it was really weird that they made Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren, both of which English is not their first language, and they made them speak predominantly English.
And then they gave Dolph Lundgren a monologue. And this is, okay, I get Rutger Hauer, Tears in the Rain. Perfection. Kyle Reese, Kyle Reese's, it's what he does, all he does speech. Perfect. Dolph Lundgren in the middle of a supermarket having a conversation about Vietnam, being a Vietnam Vietnam veteran in 1992 has no fucking business being in that film. In any way, shape, or form. Alright, also you think Universal's one was bad, followed by the rest of the franchise. And everyone's looking at him like, sir, this is the 90s at a supermarket. Could you fucking leave, please?
This is a Wendy's?
Sir, it's totally giving him the, sir, this is a Wendy's look. And he's trying to give this fucking speech about America and patriotism and all this shit, and it just does not fucking land at all.
Erica, fuck yeah.
Right? He's only having fun when he's making ear puns. But he's trying so hard to do this take on the hoorah soldier who has too much fun in the military and do this commentary. And it doesn't fucking work. It just does not work at all. And it's so fucking lame and stale and shit. And it's just like, and you're watching this movie and you're like, just have them fight. Both of these men can fight. Both of these men know how to fight. Just have them fight. And then they fight and it's boring as shit.
I don't know what I want.
I'm like, I don't know why. I literally looked at that scene. The whole movie, I'm like, just have them fight. Just have them fight. Just have fight scenes with these guys. And then we got the fight scene and I'm like, I don't know what I want and I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. I looked at the group and I apologized for asking for these things because I felt bad that I manifested a terrible fight.
Okay, but Moonfall, though.
Okay. Moonfall felt like a Stargate sequel.
It was terrible.
It was so bad.
It was so bad.
What would Elon do, though, Sam?
Fuck off! How much I want to know how much of the Twitter money that he made from Twitter did he fucking put into this goddamn film so that way we had Roland Emmerich sucking off Elon Musk's dick. What the fuck?
Universal Soldier's best usage was in the film version of the Postman using propaganda to psych up the villain's army. Although Dolph Lundgren being killed by a wood chipper was funny. That was funny. It's just like, he doesn't get killed or launched off a cliff or anything like that. No. You throw him into a wood chipper. It's so bad. Anyway, so here's the premise for Moonfall. Now, we're in late 2000s. We're in 2020 Roland Emmerich. So this is a Roland Emmerich that has one-upped himself over and over again in disaster movies by making such hits as Independence Day, The Day After Tomorrow, and 2012.
I hate 2012. It's an awful fucking movie.
That's why we didn't watch it. Okay? So, how do you follow up the Mayan disaster as a film? Well, Roland Emmerich ain't no punk. He decides he's gonna fuck. Makes a disaster movie about the moon crashing into Earth. It's fucking sweat. And
because aliens.
Oh, it's 4 o'clock. I gotta start up the oven for dinner. So you can move on time. I'll be right back.
I'm just going to the store later today. Mike's trying to be considerate for me.
She's leaving me.
I am not leaving you. I'm just going to the store.
Ooh. Okay, I want to preheat the oven. 350, right?
Yes. No. It's on the recipe thing.
All right, give me 1 sec.
We have a family recipe book. And it's a Google Drive, but still, we have a family recipe thing.
350. That's right.
But yeah, fucking the moon's falling. Why is the moon falling? Aliens.
Ancient aliens.
Ancient aliens. Who actually are also humans, but the reason why that the aliens are attacking is because of the fact that it's the AI that they made. And AI was terrible. And it's this... I had to step out of it. What did I miss about the disagreement on AI? We moved on to Moonfall, which is also about the disagreement on AI. Because artificial intelligence grew so much that it killed the ancient alien civilization, which was really just humans. And then the ancestors, just before they got all wiped out, decided to build the moon, which is actually an ark with all of the food and all the technology that we would ever need, and that was subsequently planted on Earth.
So, as opposed to watch Rewatch Iron Sky, I have a 400 plus collection that's been collected into a book. So, I'm going to start for 6 law tickets. We'll be right back. So, here's the premise of Moonfall. It starts off with an argument about Africa by Toto, and the lyrics, I bless the rain down in Africa. This is had between a white man and a black woman. The black woman is Halle Berry. So, while this is all going on, a nanite Transformers-esque monster comes out of the moon and attacks the shuttle. Main guy, I think, is played by the dude. He's played by the dude who played Raoul in the Phantom movie, and he's actually good in that movie as a singer. So, I'm just going to call him Raoul for now, because I'd rather remember an actor by his good work.
Okay, no, that's the Phantom.
That's the Phantom, and that's Love Never Dies. So, Raoul saves the shuttle from getting blown up and proceeds to guide it back to Earth with no electronics active. He is blamed for the crash, even though he was outside of the space shuttle at that time.
And he's blamed for the fact that another astronaut died, that all of the electronics in the space shuttle went out, and that he landed it safely. He was blamed for this. It was negligence.
Right? And so his life went into a spiral because he's a Roland Emmerich protagonist. And Roland Emmerich's always got to play those down in their luck, got let down by the man characters.
And his wife divorced him and took the son.
And married a new guy who was also good, but you know he's going to fucking die because he's the other man in a Roland Emmerich movie.
Yeah, the Tom character really had nothing wrong with him other than the fact that he was a successful Lexus dealer.
Yeah. And had a lawyer.
And had a lawyer?
And instead of going to the son's... So, Raoul has a kid. Now, the kid's 11... he's 8. He's 8,
and then 10 years later, he's 18.
Yeah. And when the incident happens, he's 8, and of course, when we come back to the characters, it's like 10 years later or so. And he's now 18, and he's getting into car incidents and all this shit. Now, the new father's like, I'm going to send a lawyer, like an adult. Old dad goes, no, I'm going to be there at the trial myself. Fucks it up so bad the kid does not get bail.
And then blames the other guy.
And says, well, why weren't you here fighting for him? It's like, you got him denied bail because you got mad at the judge. What did you think happened in that?
My lawyer that I spent $50,000 on retainer. This is his job. Let him do his job.
He's going to get bail. He's going to get a thing. He's going to get a blap on his record because he did actually steal the car. And the dad's like, no, he wouldn't have been in that car. He was with bad friends. And even the kid's like, Dad, no. Like, I actually was. I was driving the car, Dad. What do you want?
When does Optimus Primal show up? I wish. Emmerich is a wish.com pay.
So the movie keeps going, and it turns out there's more moon incidents because the moon is now falling out of its orbit. Now, there's two people who discover this. The scientists at NASA and
some random guy who just happens to sneak into a university and calls his other friends from a
conspiracy board. He calls himself a doctor. He's revealed to not be a doctor by the end of the movie. He's a conspiracy theory nut job, and
who believes that the moon is hollow, and a mega construct.
Right. But he has a mother who's senile and old, and I don't care.
Moon, it's Unicron.
Right.
Moon.
So throughout all of this shit, God, it's so much shit. For the first hour of this movie, builds up like any other disaster movie you've ever seen. And Roland is setting these characters up to meet each other. Of course, the conspiracy theory nut job is
like there, and unfortunately, oh, that'd be a snap I didn't like. Hang on a second. Let me just pop this in really quick to be safe. And the conspiracy theory nut job just says, looks at a SpaceX poster and goes, what would Elon do? And leaks it to the world, causing mass hysteria. Predictably. By the way, the moon's going to crash in 2 weeks. There's nothing really anyone can do, but we're going to try. Because America.
America.
That sentence makes me sad. Anyway. I need a second to collect my brain. So, of course, because this film was sponsored also by the Chinese, we have numerous references to the Chinese helping out the Americans in a space program, which they would never do. But hey, what do I know about international politics? And it's just bad. Like, it's so bad. And of course, we have special mention from SpaceX helping.
Fuck you, Elon Musk.
Your fucking vanity project. Anyway, I'm just gonna clip these spurs off here.
My wife got reincarnated as the moon. As the god Kelger with a Gundam.
So, the moon's coming.
By golly, is the moon coming?
It gets so close. Like, you see the moon real close, right? And you're like, now, anyone who has even a passing knowledge of science, or just anyone who follows Neil deGrasse Tyson when this movie came out, which, quite frankly, if I could find Neil deGrasse Tyson's tweets from when this movie came out, I would laugh my ass off.
Legitimately, if the moon came within that distance,
We're dead.
We're dead. Everyone's dead.
It is a total game over situation. All right, let's fit this into place. 1 second. Oh, there we go.
We may need to vacuum again.
I can do that. Look at that. It's fucking tight, right? Anyway. So, the U.S. government decides to send astronauts up, but they can but it turns out, when they send astronauts up, they're killed by the giant nanite monster that lives in the moon. And it kills them all. So they need to find a way to pilot the shuttle in. Do they use other NASA pilots? No. They find the one man who piloted the NASA shuttle 10 years ago.
Who hasn't been an astronaut
since. And that's our protagonist. So they find him somewhere in the middle of a hotel somewhere, sharing a bed with the conspiracy theory guy. They have 2 separate beds, but I need to make this fun. And this movie's so bad. And they're like, we need your help, da-da-da-da-da. And they almost get up into space. Except an earthquake hits. And specifically hits their shuttle. Because God hates this movie. And God is Roland Emmerich, apparently. A127. Okay, that goes on top. Don't worry, it gets dumber. So they realize that with the moon getting as close as it is, they can use the moon's gravity, which has now gotten stronger because the moon has gained mass. I'm going to say that sentence again. The moon has gained mass and thus gotten a stronger gravity, allowing them to use the gravity of the moon to pull the shuttle up. Because we hate ourselves. Now, this would be the point in a normal movie where we destroy the moon or fix the moon or what have you.
Yeah, it's got graffiti on the shuttle.
Yeah. How? We don't have time for physics in a Roland Emmerich movie. A lot of people who should be sucked up by the moon don't get sucked up. And Sam screamed about that the whole time.
I did.
So while this is all going on in this fucking movie, there's a whole bunch of stuff with the son trying to get his girlfriend. She's not his girlfriend, but she's his love.
There's a person that, like, you can ship them with, and it's just stupid.
Yeah. All right, that's the oven. Back. We have
All right. Put the whips in.
It's just called falling at that point, then. They just call it... It's not how physics works. They outran gravity. Oh yeah, they outran gravity.
They do outrun gravity a lot.
Many times in this movie, they outrun gravity. Why? Who knows?
I'm gonna wash my hands before I handle these ribs. It's flat on my hands.
That's fair. God, if Roland is... If God is Roland, then explains so much what's going on in the world today. I am posing him. At least Independence Day had the excuse of being a riff on the 50s, 60s alien invasion films that are stupid.
They foil or no foil?
No foil. You ask this every time. Mars Attacks was actually also a parody of that.
I actually can't stand Mars Attacks. Anyway, where was I? Oh, he looks good. You like him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh, that looks really good.
I'm gonna go.
How do you feel about him?
I love it more. It's my Momotaro's boy.
The only thing is that his top plate doesn't really stay down. Yeah. Kick! Come in, right. Come in, right.
So,
Yeah.
shall I continue?
With your terrible movie? Sure, go ahead, my love.
So they go up to the moon. Conspiracy boy Halle Berry, who became the director of NASA because one guy left and said that's how direct promotions at NASA work. I'm like, I don't think that is, but okay, here we go. They fly up with an EMP bomb and they go inside the moon. And the moon is this big mega structure. And it looks like a level from Halo, guys. And we get this huge exposition dump about the moon. And it's fucking god-awful. It's just the worst thing ever, and I love it to bits. We have proto-humans who made their own AI that rose up like Skynet.
And they couldn't come up with an EMP, apparently.
They couldn't invent EMPs. So they made a moon and put it on the only planet and seeded it with human life. And humans somehow evolved exactly the same as they did back then. And they rebuilt the shuttle that got destroyed and give it a super EMP. This movie's so bad, it's great. And give it a super EMP, and it's awful and wonderful. And just while I'm watching this, I'm howling with laughter at all of this. The rest of my viewing compatriots are dying as human beings.
It's terrible.
Because it's so bad. I'm just going, I'm like fucking Caligula going, yes, more! With this unrepentant malevolence in me that I've never had before. And I laughed, I cried. It was great. Ooh, I left out the song at the end of Universal Soldier. But yeah, it was just stupid. And if you like if you ever want to make fun of Roland Emmerich and feel good about yourself, watch that movie. If you don't have the constitution for it, though, don't. Unrepentant malarkey. Because, Mike, you derive pleasure from pain. Mike Desaad. Maybe that's just how I am. Maybe that's just how I be. That's a lot of context in D20 Live, then.
Honey.
Yeah?
You flicked a piece and it flew over there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You kissed $3 goodbye. It was terrible. Like, terrible.
I loved it.
Like, completely awful. Like, I can't believe we fucking watched that for 3 fucking hours.
2 hours, honey.
The other movie, too.
Well, that was an hour and a half, but...
Roland Emmerich deserves to be, like, punched real hard in the head.
He's a bad director.
Except D20 Live is a collaborative effort.
Yep. I'm talking early D20 Live stuff.
Alright, well, I finished my thing today.
Okay. I'm still going on mine. I think I've talked enough. Sammy, you're free to talk.
You're not terrible anymore. Thanks.
The movie sounds like a bad adaptation of David Weber's Marauder Moon series. Still not terrible. Who's worse, Uwe or Emmerich? We haven't watched an Uwe Boll movie, actually. I think there's a ban.
For good reason. It's Uwe Boll is really bad.
I've only seen like one Uwe Boll movie.
I've seen too many Uwe Boll movies. You don't need to watch them. They're bad.
I've only seen the Blood Rain movie.
The blood, really? That's the one you watched?
Yeah.
You've never seen, like, what was it, Alone in the Dark or something like that? Oh, that was horrible. Emmerich doesn't beat up critics. That is true. Uwe Boll does. Usain Bolt. No, Uzi is good. Sami Zayn. Uzi is good.
She really likes Sami Zayn.
I do like Sami Zayn. His name's Uzi. You do Uwe Boll with Dwight Lewis?
Linkara?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll invite him. I don't think he'll want to come.
Hey, Linkar, do you want to watch a bad movie with us
Let's
on our
watch
bad
bad
movie
movies
server?
I cackled with great gusto. Ugh.
Does it have a lamp? You know, the great lamp reviewer, Linkara. Oh, I just now realized what these things are because I looked at your thing.
What? Did you not know they were?
No. Because they go like that. Right?
Yeah.
I like Denim. I like him right there.
That's...
Don't watch Bull. He did a parody of the Blood Rain 3 movie called Blow Barella.
I think it's Blavarella.
Sword? He's got a sword. Sword. Tiny sword. Actually, this part comes off, and then you can have it where he's like, hey, shoom! Because his special Hisatsu attack. Part 3.
Part 2.
Part 2 and 3.
Well, it's every part but part 1.
Yeah. It's part 5 as well. What happened to part 4? Who cares? Shut up. Don't ask.
So awesome, skip one. It's not because he's superstitious.
Meatloaf needed money. For those who don't know, Hardware Wars is one of the first parodies of Star Wars. It is a 12 to 15 minute short that styles itself as a trailer. My butt is asleep. Our neighbor just walked past.
You can't see it.
You can't see it. It's a blinding light. Look, my arm has disappeared. Yours hasn't. Mine has.
There we go.
My arm has disappeared. That's how white I am. Look at it go. You can't see me waving. I could be flipping everyone off and no one would know. Fighting Foodons. Mike eclipses Sam. To be fair, Mike is bigger than I am. I can actively hide behind my husband and no one would know.
You've done that a couple of times.
I have. Watch me go.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the whole lower half of your body, we would never known you were there.
You know. Lol. Here, I will read chat just directly because I'm not gonna go get the blanket right now. It's too much work. There's also too many little bits of plastic, and I don't want my blanket getting covered in shit. The punchline for the short was: you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll kiss $3 goodbye. Get in line now. You know what? Legitimately, if I were in charge of a movie, I would totally be like, I would totally steal that line and just be like, you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll kiss $26 goodbye. I think that'd be funny, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
Love you too. Wow, where'd Sam go? When did he do that damn blanket? No one gets to see my feet. I've got slippers and socks on.
I think they've seen your feet a fair amount.
No, they haven't. I've always worn socks.
They see my feet, though.
They see your feet because you keep going like, oh, I don't care about people seeing my feet. I'm like, no, people need to pay for these puppies.
No, I was self-conscious about people seeing my feet, and then you told me it was okay because my feet were... It was the middle of summer, and I wanted to feel comfortable.
Yes, because it was the middle of summer and we were dying of heat.
Are you grabbing my ass right now?
Yes.
Why?
She's smart. She knows there's a market. There needs to be an action for hydrate. This is the problem with doing Hydrate for D20 Live. Because of the fact that there's going to be like at least 5 people on stream at any given time, it's a little bit more difficult to have a Hydrate button because of the fact that literally we would have to tell 5 people to drink at the same time. It's just difficult, that's all.
Does no one have any questions?
Hydrate GM, Hydrate players. Does anybody have any questions about later this month for Worldwide Wrestling and Lancer?
I'm looking forward to Lancer. I got a whole new build going.
Or hell, what type of charity live stream are we thinking of doing this year?
I know what I want to do, and there's the thing everyone else is talking me into doing. Hell, are there any guests you guys want us to get? To reach out to?
I realize that you can actively see our DVDs.
Yeah, it was just Scout Geiger right there.
It's Gal Geiger, right?
And
but it's
what
still
else is there?
it's Elfin Lead,
Slayers. And and the Transformers is at the top.
D Gray Man. That's Castle in the Sky. That's Transformers.
And
is there anyone else as infamous in Canadian sportscasting as Don Cherry?
Not really.
It's Don Cherry.
It's Don Cherry. Because, like, you gotta understand, Don Cherry came from a time when Canada was very much big on its image of being polite. And Don was the guy saying the quiet parts out loud. Which is why when you have a whole bunch of millennial journalists going, how did this guy get in for so long? I'm like, Canada was always racist against people of color. Don was just the guy saying this shit out loud. And, yeah.
Going with the flow because wrestling becomes a free-for-all in chat.
Well, Worldwide Wrestling's done, and I've learned my lesson that once I have the rough setup, I just do like a couple of things for it, and then I turn people loose. I barely GM that. I'm just there with the guy making it worse, going, yes, fight. Right? I don't do anything more elaborate with that because it doesn't need me. Because you guys give us ideas, the players come in with their ideas. It's all good stuff.
Zamboni's Decepticon. I hate how it takes my hair longer than 2 hours to dry. Because it's still damp.
I love you.
Oh, me too.
I need a hooky bit there and this bit there. Pop this all in like so.
Remember that Flaming Zamboni came from the Chaos in chat along with Break the Douchador. That's like a letter opener.
Yeah, it is. It's great. But it's supposed to fit like, this is the mech, this is the sword.
Jesus.
Look at him! Look at him! This is the mech, this is the sword. Yes, I want a sword in this scale for me.
Sword.
Okay, I gotta build like one more part.
How many swords?
Huh?
How many swords does this man have?
Technically one, because this is this. Okay, so this is the same sword as this. It's just there's a specialized alloy inside of it that when it opens up, it expands to this. So it's technically the same sword.
Alright.
No, it's the same sword.
Zanger's Zonavolt sneeze, and I'm not sure why. If you're going to go with a Dragon Ball for D20 Live charity stream, please invite Masako X.
I am doing we are doing Dragon Ball this year, but we're doing it for something else. You guys should find out what that is very soon. Okay. I need the A2 plate. That's the A1 plate, that's the A2 plate. Okay, here we go. What's up?
Tom asked a question, so I'm just answering it. It's for the Conan game. Don't worry about it.
Okay, because you're helping him build his bard, right?
And he forgot to give him an actual magical item. The thing that, brought you guys all together.
Yeah.
That sword can through skyscrapers. Who has the belt now?
Currently Howie has the Employee of the Month belt. Leon has the belt of some kind, which is technically our championship belt. But he's been told it was also thrown at him. So he's out to prove that he's the best now. And that he deserved it.
Remember when Dragon Ball is also keeping it confidential? There will be a Dragon Ball game.
There will be a Dragon Ball game.
Like no one ever was.
That's a Pokemon one.
That was Mike.
But yeah, I have to settle up some stuff for an event. And yeah.
There will be blood.
And fun, hopefully.
People will die. A fun! I also, guys, just to help with everything else, so that way you guys know, I have actually made a list of of shows that Mike and I have started and have not finished. There's a lot of shows that we have not finished, and it's very sad. I still say Tiger Mask or Kinnikuman should be in World Wide Wrestling.
I may be turning it into that, but you got to build up to that kind of shit, unfortunately. So, you'll see. I'm doing something very interesting.
I remember Kinnikuman when the English dub called him Ultimate Muscle. Because, people couldn't say Kinnikuman. What's on the list of shows? It's a great question. A lot of shows. Give me 2 seconds. I have to actively open up my thing that has all of my puzzle shit. I will be putting on a movie list as well. Yeah. Abbott Elementary, Agretzko, Amphibia, Andor, Archer, Avatar The Last Airbender, Bastard 2022, Battlestar Galactica 2004, Bludgeoning Angel Dokuro-chan, Blue Eye Samurai, Bluey, BNA, Bob
Some of these shows we have finished.
Brave Bang Bravebird, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Buddy Daddies, Castlevania Nocturne, Coupling, Cyberpunk Edgerunners, Demon Slayer, Doctor Who, the 10th Doctor, Doctor Who, 11th Doctor, Doctor Who, 12th Doctor, Doctor Who, 13th Doctor, Doctor Who, 14th Doctor, Doctor Who, the 9th Doctor, Dragon Half, Dragon Quest Die, Elfin Lead, Excel Saga, Frasier, Friends, Freeren, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Full Metal Panic, Famofu, G Gundam, Gal Gaigar Final, Glow, the show on Netflix, Good Omens, Gravity Falls, Great Pretender, Gunbuster, Gundam Build Fighters, Gundam Build Fighters Re-Rise, Gundam Build Fighters Try, Harley Quinn, Heartstopper, How I Met Your Mother, I'm gonna skip that one. That one.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Hunter x Hunter, Infinity Train, Kamen Rider Blade, Kamen Rider Build, Kamen Rider Den-O, Kamen Rider Drive, Kamen Rider Forze, Kamen Rider Guy, and Kamen Rider Double, Kamen Rider 01, Komi Can't Communicate, Loki, Macross Plus, Mazin Kaiser, Megaton Musashi, Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun, Miss Marvel, My Dress Up Darling, My Hero Academia, My Love Story, One Punch Man, Pacific Rim the Black, Parks and Rec, Pluto, Razafon, She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, She-Ra, and the Princess of Power, which Mike, for some reason, forgot that I actually watched it with him. And then he's like, well, how did it end? And I told him the ending, and he's like, I have zero watching it with me! And I'm like, I watched it with you. Spy Family, Squid Game, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Star Trek The Next Generation, Steins Gate, Steins Gate Zero, Stranger Things, Summertime Rendering, Tenchi Muyo the OVA, Tenchi Muyo Universe, The Adventures of Tintin, The Crown, The Good Place, The Mandalorian, The Muppet Show, The Owl House, The Sandman, The Witcher, Thunderbolt Fantasy, Tiger and Bunny, Transformers Prime, Ultraman, WandaVision, What We Do in the Shadows, and Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. The Die of Fun clip is from American Dragon. The twins who see the future, the mopey one who sees good things, and the perky one who sees bad things. I was quoting Parks and Rec because that's what they say in Parks and Rec. They literally like, not Amy,
Andy and
Andy
April.
and April, because April goes, people will die, and Andy just goes, "I'm fine," and it's hilarious, and I love them. Oh boy, it's alphabetized. Oh yeah, Doctor Who, the 50th Doctor. We haven't even got there. You haven't watched Famoku? No, okay. So some of these shows
I
we have watched, like all of it. There are some shows that we haven't finished yet. So some, like out of the entire list, hang on, we have complete. There's 150. There's 105 shows on this list. We have completed 55 of them. So we're about halfway through. I have a free go for next time. You haven't finished Panic Famofu, but Famofu. Hang on. Lesbians. Is this stuff you've watched or haven't watched? It's both. Thought you guys finished Gaim and Build. We finished Gaim, not Build. Feel like how much techno babble they can fit into an episode of Star Trek Void. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. 150 original Pokemon. Clear the completed ones. No, I'm not going to clear the completed ones because of the fact that we need a list to make sure that we have completed it. Right?
Ooh, the Flash.
Oh, right. Fuck. Damn it, now I gotta add another one. I'll fix it later. Oh no. But yeah, we needed a list so that way we could. I have it alphabetized, and I also have it where there's also a thing where it shows whether or not the show is actually fully completed. There's the total episodes, the episode scene that we have seen together, the percentage of what we've seen together, and whether or not we've seen it both or we've seen it only one of us. Right? So the ones that are completed, they do not have a color. The ones that aren't completed are all red. So that's how I know.
Okay.
That's how I know. This is legitimately a thing of just like all the shows that like we have seen or haven't finished. Make a new list of completed. Guys, I can literally filter the list.
He's very good in Excel.
I'm very good at Excel. Like legitimately, like there's a little drop down menu where if you click on it, it just shows you all those things that aren't completed or the things that are completed. And it's easy. And split the list, make a list for completed shows and a list for not completed shows.
Hey, they get Nancy about this.
They're really upset by the fact that like legitimately, like if you look at the list, it's actually very satisfying. Right, because when you scroll, you can see which shows are the ones that we haven't watched, right, or that haven't finished, and you can just go, "Oh, okay,
oh my god,
we need to finish these."
Oh, he can't wield the sword one arm. Look at this.
It's too big. Who played Barry Allen in the show? Grant Gustin? Yeah, he was really good. That seems overly complicated. I understand why Mike cleans like he does. Oh no, no need for problematic about it then. I'm fine, just appreciative if the order. Wait, I'm so confused. What happens? Also, I accidentally spoil BSG 2024 for you guys? We already knew what the ending was.
A lot of people
spoiled it for us. We don't
No, people did not have chill about that show. A lot of people went like, "Oh, I can't wait to see you guys get to the ending because it's so dissatisfying."
Oh, you're appreciative of the order of our list. Big peen energy. But yeah, legitimately, like when you actually, if you actually look at the the list itself, it is actually very satisfying to look at because of the fact that it actually gives me very clear perspective of things that we haven't finished and things that we should finish. Right? Like, we haven't finished... Hang on. We haven't finished Andor, and we really should, because we're like 41% of it done. Right? Where's another one where we're like almost done? Like, we're almost done all of Bluey, but that's actually not...
Oh, we only got 10 minutes left too, so
Yeah.
it's okay. It makes sense for me not to start up anything new.
Where's another one where we're almost finished? Another thing. Hang on. We are almost finished.
Can I leave you
My
to take care
Hero
of the rice?
Academia. Yeah, I got it, baby. Do you want me to go make rice now?
No, I'm not saying that.
We're almost done Tenchi Muyo universe. Yeah, there's a lot of shows here.
There's some heft on this thing too. God damn, that's cool.
Red Dwarf. Oh fuck, I forgot about Red Dwarf. That's another show that I have to put on there.
Look at that. Look at that, huh? Look at that. That's unabashedly one function for this mech, and it's to hold this sword up. I don't even have the hands going right. Okay, I'm gonna take him off the things.
Biggest sword for modest much. Didn't universe... Okay, hang on. Never got into BSG. Don't. It's not worth it. The biggest lie is, and they have a plan, because the Cylons have no plan.
No, they're making up shit as they go along.
It's just stupid. Never finished BSG, mostly because I played a BSG LARP at the time. It was terrible.
BSG, not your LARP.
Almost done with Tenchi OVA. The studio says otherwise. Big Peen energy from Big Mike. Big where it counts.
Okay. Gonna bring this guy down.
Also, you now have to watch the cat movie for Red Dwarf. We already did.
Yeah, we already did. Ages ago. Like, we watched that shit back to back. The Promised Land, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched that.
Some of us have to get 11 and 12 first. Definitely not small Sam on like 2024. Yeah.
Okay. I'm so happy with this kit. Whoop, that's someone on my ass. Let's see what kind of poses he's supposed to do. Oh, yeah. I love you.
I love you too.
Sorry, I'm not paying attention to your attempts to romance me.
You never pay attention to my attempts.
I beg your goddamn slut pardon. What? What are you talking about? I always pay attention to you. I love you.
Do you always pay attention to me?
Yeah, I do.
You need to watch Coronation Street to complete Red Dwarf. Do not! We do not have to complete Coronation Street in order to complete Red Dwarf. Coronation Street is like 3 million episodes
Why
long!
don't we watch all of Eurovision while we're at it?
So what is the intended charity for that stream?
Diabetes.
Yes, we're doing for diabetes in honor of many of our friends as well as my aunt who passed. So yeah, it's a good cause, and I legitimately have vested interest in this. Cool. Well, not my problem. You need to complete it. No. Sorry there. Rob Hagen is telling us to complete.
Rob Hagen can shut up.
No. Alphys, I'm not watching Coronation Street. It's too
Alphys?
long. It's too long, God.
I don't want to watch Coronation
It's
Street.
long. Watch as I slowly disappear into the sun. Hang on, hold this.
Sure.
If I hang on, I actively, ow.
You actively hang that. Okay.
Yeah, fine. Watch me disappear into the sun. Walk.
Are you okay?
Kiss.
Maybe chat. Oh, I love you.
The sun, Sam's natural enemy.
It is, actually.
Funny Sam, Mike is the spotlight.
Right.
That's all you need to complete Archie Sonic to understand Film Sonic. That's like saying you need to complete Archie Sonic to understand Film Sonic. Rob, do I need to get up the spray ball? Guys, it's fine. We're all good here.
Yeah. All right. So some of these sprues are done. I'm going to go through them again a little later on.
Oh, I'm not a cat. Like Cat from Red Dwarf.
I still love what Tom came up with for the Red Dwarf game. Where he's like, I found my comb! And then turned around and accidentally solved the problem. I'm like, I can't argue with him. That's legitimately a thing Cat would do. It was so absolutely pitch perfect. I had no notes. And it killed the whole group. I still got some more leftover sprues and stuff. So I am putting these in the wrong box.
I'm slowly sinking into our couch.
I love you.
Look at me go.
Where are you going?
Sinking.
Where are you going?
into
Why are
the
you
couch.
leaving me? Why are you sinking behind my ass?
Mike is still Ace Rumor though.
I am not!
You could read Nash at the end of stream,
Oh, I think we will.
which is like in 4 minutes. So
Yeah. I think we will. I am not Rimmer.
Ace Rimmer.
Oh, Ace Rimmer. Oh, that's different. That's a far better character.
See, you don't hear me when I say them.
Yes, I do. It's just you say a lot.
Everybody was perfect in the Red Dwarf game. Mike is what? Ace Rimmer. There's a character in Red Dwarf, Mike, who is named Rimmer. His name is Arnold Rimmer. Rimmer is his last name. Right, and then there's an alternate version of the character named Ace
Who
Rimmer.
isn't a coward and a schlub and just a scumbag who uses his friends to get ahead in life. Who is Ace Rimmer?
What a guy.
What a guy.
Smoke me a kipper. I'll be back for breakfast. What a guy.
What a guy.
The
Ace-
Paragon version.
Ace-
The Paragon version.
Ace Rimmer is... I'm just going to hold this sword for a minute. Ace Rimmer, I'm not going to lie, I plan to use Ace Rimmer for my home game of Pendragon to make Lancelot. Just so the players can't hate him. Look at this thing. I could legitimately stab a grown man with this. It's bigger than your head. It's bigger than your head. It's bigger than my wife's head. I love it. Oh, it's perfect. I love this sword so much.
Ace and Nauticus had a hookup. God, we love
Oh,
Ace.
they did.
Guinevere. Red Dwarf, where the jokes are made up in the continuity, doesn't entirely matter. It really doesn't.
It really doesn't.
Take it to work and use it as a letter opener.
I will take a picture of it though, just to show that it's done. Where's my camera? Okay.
Scale, banana. We don't have any bananas, actually.
We just ate the last of the bananas.
I made banana bread.
Let's take a picture of that. Fuck yeah. I don't care if I never pose him. I love him to bits.
Take it to work
Sam?
and use it to threaten unruly teens at the library.
Sam?
Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sam got me this for Christmas, and I'm really happy with him. He's pointy and he hurts to hold, but I love him.
All right, have a good meal and see you next duo stream. All right, so thank you everybody for watching us for D20 Live this today. We'll be back next Sunday
Yep.
with Worldwide Wrestling. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. Come and check out the new venue. It will be cursed. It'll be the Detroit of Canadian venues.
Also, if you like us, please follow us over at The Optimal Duo, which is actually our video game streaming channel. It's just something that Mike and I do
For fun.
because it's fun and we have fun times over there. We're just shits.
Yep. I will be streaming this coming Monday, a brand new game with Chief Macbeth. I'll just tell him. So, a while back, I started playing a little game called Armored Core 6. And a co-op mod came out for that game. And on April Fool's Day. And if the tests go well tonight, I'm playing Armored Core with the Chief. And I'm taking him through Armored Core. So if you want to see me in my happy zone piloting a giant robot at Mach 27,
Everybody will get the raid ready.
come and check us out. Until then, everyone, thank you for coming out for another D20 Live Craft Check. If you like us, please give us a like, a follow, a subscribe, if you will. We'll be back next week. Sam already said all this stuff. And until then, everyone, stay home, stay safe, and stay kind. We'll see you next time.
What's Nash's channel again? I can't remember.
Isn't it Radio Dead Air?
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Raid is happening very soon. Keep up the waving. Wave more. Harder. Faster. Stronger. Raid now.
I'm fucking waiting like a fat guy.
Alright. Press insert on the thing.
Okay.